Thank you and welcome back to the final segment of the show for today. We've been joined by two additional individuals in addition to Ms. Greenlee. And Ms. Greenlee will give us some information in reference to these two individuals that she felt to be important enough to bring and to show to the Nashville community as to some of the activities that are being done by unappreciated individuals within the Nashville community. And so, Ms. Greenlee, let's have you to introduce these two individuals for us, and then we'll talk to them about some of the things that they're involved in.
Oh, I am honored. First of all, I just have to say to them, thank you for coming here with me. These young men have been with me over several years, and they would explain that. To my left, I have Mr. MWise. He's the founder of and CEO of BeatKnockingRadio.com and host. And further down, I have Mr. LDavis again, and he will be talking more about Nashville Peacemakers this time. And these young men are really powerful. They really have had struggles in their lives. They have overcome. Matter of fact, I would like Mr. Leslie to talk a little bit about your basketball team that you also have going on. So just be my guest, be my honor. Just
very good.
What I do, Dr. Haney, is I have been, I've been through what some of these young kids are going through in my life. I was a young offender when I was young, went to prison, and I felt like that I would turn myself around, so I got out and I wanted to be more of a mentor and a more of a positive influence on some of the younger people, and plus I have children. Miss Greenlee came and she had the inspiration, and actually she wasn't the inspiration. A young fella by the name of Rodriguez Greenlee, which is her son, a friend of mine, was murdered in East Nashville, one of the last ones murdered in Sam Levy before they tore that down. And she inspired a CD that me and Mr. MWise wrote and recorded. And we had fun doing it, but it's also a serious message in it, and I think that a lot of our youth are negatively influenced by a lot of stuff in this culture, and anything that's positive I think is good. As my children were growing up and being active in my neighborhood, they wanted to play basketball, so I formed a basketball team and a whole athletic program, period. I make them come to meetings, and I have people like Clement come in and talk to them. I have other people from different agencies come in and talk to the boys. And then I run them on the basketball court, and we participate in tournaments around the mid-state, that type of thing. So that's just my small way of trying to, give back, even though I do it through my job, but in my personal time as well, I try to give back and be a positive influence in somebody's life out here, because it's not very many.
And Mr. Wise?
Yes, my name is MWise. I've been in Nashville for about 25 years, originally from Chicago. I come from a background, I'm a two-parent home, everything is wonderful, but I eventually made my own choices and decisions in life that ultimately led me up and landed me in a bad place a few times in my life. Later on in my life, myself being a father, and I was a young father, I had to create change for myself and for my children. Down the line, I was actually introduced to Clement through Leslie. Back in mid-2000s. And from the moment that I met Ms. Greenlee, it was an instant spark that went off, and Leslie came to me and asked me about doing this CD in 2004, and I didn't have time for it in 2004. Well, 2006 rolled around toward the end of it, and I come back from Hawaii and, living my life, enjoying it. He said, hey man, they still want to do this CD. And I said, well, I don't have anything but time on my hands right now. So let's go into the studio and let's record it. The beginning of 2007, the CD was complete, pressed up. And before we sent it off to get it packaged, one of our close friends, Terry Bradley, was gunned down and killed in South Nashville. And his name actually became one of the names that's imprinted on the front of the CD. So this is not just something that Leslie and I are doing for fun or for kicks or even for fame, because that's not the angle in which we approach this project. It's because we really believe in Nashville, Tennessee, and what's going on in the community. And coming from a place like Chicago, where For instance, Memorial Day weekend, I think it was 40 people that were injured by gunshots, and 15, 20 people dead because of it. In 07, we did this project, and people really didn't catch hold to it, so we're hoping that now, in the future, and we discussed this while we were making this project, that it's probably be 3 to 5 years before people actually catch on to the message and to the, what we're doing with this. And here we are at that breaking point. And we just want to make the community aware of what's going on in Nashville, and that collectively we can make a change, but we have to join together and join forces and stop individually. People want the individual praise for things, and it's not about, it's bigger than us individually. We have to come together collectively, and through beat knocking radio is how we are able to spread this music that we may not be able to get our local stations to actually push or promote. We have our own radio station that we promote peacemaking music on, and we play it 24 hours a day around the clock, along with other independent artists, and we break the records for the independent artists.
And so in real